Sunrise. Another day in ARK survival on the island. So I had a bit of a response to a video I made a couple of weeks ago now about these boats that I've built onto rafts. Basically a mobile base, or a sort of way of transporting your earthbound dinosaurs around, like a ferry of sorts, or a cargo ship, built from a raft. So the raft is in here somewhere. And it's got all the necessaries: a smithy, forge, lots of storage, bedding, and cooking facilities. But this is just a standard raft. So if you go to engrams, where is it now? Wooden raft. That's what I've used as the base for this ship, this small vessel. But you can also have better rafts. They're a mod, so you need to look in mods to find that, but look for better rafts. And on that subject, I've parked a better raft, a better ship, as it were. This is my house here in Astrios. I've made other videos about that. No need to dwell not in this one. Hightail it back to it's my better raft, my small ship, which is nonetheless bigger than the one you've just seen. Better equipped, more versatile, able to carry more critters, and a bigger cabin space for my own personal comfort. I also think it's better looking. That is probably a matter of opinion. You might think it's a hideous fat barge. I've actually had that comment. Someone says, a hideous fat barge, you call that a ship? Well, not everyone's tastes are the same. I tend to favour the more sort of rich textures of Baroque architecture and style. My ship is sort of trying to capture the style of shipbuilding from the 17th century, but with the sort of eclectic nonsense of Victoriana. Lots of these supply drops appearing right now. Right now that I'm busy making a video, wanting to give you a look at my ship. Whoop! Seems I'm too heavy. I've just worn out my Argentavis. Hopefully we're not going to land somewhere nasty and dangerous. There's some danger around here. I'm not quite sure what. Lots of tortoises, turtles. Anyway, back on the job. Enough dilly-dallying. Back to the business of boats from rafts. Ships from better rafts. Effectively a mobile base. And there it is so far. I'm still building it. Not happy with the rigging, the masts and sails. But then without importing in yet another mod, you just have to make do with what you've got. And to try and appeal to my critics that my raft building and so on was too scrappy and ad hoc, and it looked like a mess because there was bits of everything. Different skins. I've given this one a uniform skin from the, I think it's the Western texture pack, sort of, is it Frontier style? Which is mostly wood, like a Wild West style. So I've been building or rebuilding on this beach here. And one of my points in rebuilding it is to create a perch for my Argentavis, my bird here, high in the stern, so I can land. Let's see if that's possible. No, don't go down into the sea, you silly bastard. Are we being attacked by something? No. There we go. We can actually land here in the stern of the ship. Not in the sea. Really, my Argie's a bit of a twat. What's that flapping around? I see its shadow. Make another attempt to land on the high stern of the ship. Turn around. Really, the Argie's not the most maneuverable. Not really where I wanted you, but never mind. I probably need to get rid of some of the nonsense rigging I've got going on. I'll just put them back on the beach here. Always needing compost for my plants back home. And I've got a saddle for this. This dinosaur Iggy that we just acquired on this beach. Oh, would you mind, Mr. Tortoise, getting the hell out of the way? Right. Rotten meat. An iguanodon, which I've called Iggy because she's a girly. Here's an iguanodon saddle. So I'll put that on. Now we should be able to ride her. Still need to get one for the carnosaur there. Good Glenda. Good Glenda. See if we can go aboard the ship on them. Go around again. Slow down a bit, eh? Slow down and calm. Calm. Put her in the front of the ship. Yeah. Kind of in the way of the forge, but never mind. There's still deck capacity for more things, including my RG if it refuses to land on the high stern of the ship. Maybe the railings are too high. I could take the railings down and maybe be more comfortable. Alternatively, I could raise the deck. We'll see. Anyway, I've got all the necessaries here. For crafting mortar and pestle. Cooking fire, cooking pot. Smithy. Everything's in that sort of wooden style of the frontier. The stern lantern works. Got some storage here. Storage cabinets there. Here. Lamps. Lovely furniture. A comfortable cabin. More storage. Nice comfortable chair. So where are we? We're currently down there, just below that long spit of land there, just below that. So lots of bedding, a proper bed and a sleeping bag. You can choose which. This is it was a stern galley, but now it could potentially be the toilet. Traditionally, the toilets would be in the stern galleries of a wooden sailing ship. 17th century variety. But I don't think it's going to stay like that. Because I much prefer this richer decoration that you see here, sort of Victorian Renaissance looking stuff. All those rococo, twisty stuff on it, the fancy metalwork and parquet style or parquetry flooring. Lots of convoluted, elaborate shapes. Which I retained on the interior because it's my game. I'll do what I please. I've kept this deck as metal using the wasteland textures. Eastern styly stuff. So there's wasteland there. It's kind of a Mad Max style, or perhaps Fallout style. Scrappy. Type of business. But also metalwork. In my Ragnarok playthrough, I'm building an aircraft carrier. Quite a small one, admittedly. Yes, I might put a bit of raised deck in here, so that RG can more comfortably perch in the stern of the ship. And of course, the stern lamp works. Now I've got some fuel in it. Gasoline. And that's me, complete with otter around my neck. And this is what the ship looks like so far. But I'm going to tweak it, fiddle about with the textures. I might live with this more austere wooden look for the sake of my viewers and my critics. I'm definitely going to be doing some work on the rigging though. Those masts are very poor, just not convincing at all. Form of propulsion. But then being a fantasy game, there's some high-tech stuff as well as low-tech and antiquated stuff. I can really create the look of something without it even remotely being practical. And create the look of solar panels or solar cells instead of sails. What's that over there? Something in the water there. It could be a shadow from way over there. I don't know. Any road up. This is my latest spot of shipbuilding. Can I actually go underwater in photo mode? I don't know if I can. Or can I? Oh, I can. So that's the underwater part of the ship. So I managed to cover up most of the raft, except for the wooden poles that are the outriders. And it functions as well. having to fiddle about with all the rigging to clear my view of the sea ahead. I'm still not terribly happy with the styling of this ship. But we see it's a process of development. Something I'm working on, a design evolving. And this is the remains of the scaffolding that I built to work on the upper parts of the ship. Oh, there you go. Hope you found it interesting. And if you did, give it a like. I don't like these heavy wooden staircases. I'm definitely going to change those, the style of them, to the steampunk. Super lighter ironwork. The rudder. That could probably do with remaining wooden. This parts of that texture's from the steampunk. Wooden or wasteland? What do you think? Wasteland. That's better. Sort of blends better. It's a continual process of improvement. Also reshaping it to make it more practical in terms of storage, capacity for all your crafting stations and your dinosaurs. So it has to be both functional and slightly aesthetically pleasing. So I don't know, leave Galanda here on the beach. I actually found her way up the coast and managed to transport her down here on the ship. Get rid of this. Recoup the materials. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you feel like commenting, well, go ahead. Go ahead, make my day. I do listen to your opinions. Thinks this thing is all boring, made of wood. But when you're not looking, when I'm not making videos, I'm going to change it back to the cluttered, eclectic nonsense I prefer. But like it if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Or more and similar stuff in a similar vein. There's lots of videos about what people have done with their rafts. And rafts improved. it does seem like a midship deck. Don't fall in the water. I can actually put them right forward. That does mean dismounting, you end up in the sea. I'll have to see if I've got a Carnosaur saddle. I'm coming back for Glenda. Yeah, this rigging's all on the way. It's meant to be a sailing ship. I want to have something that's in keeping with the one sail we do have on the ship. Well, look after yourself, Glenda. Don't get up to trouble. She's a Carnosaur. She ought to look after herself. Oops, I'm going to run over a turtle there. This improved raft certainly moves like stink. It moves like business off a shovel. Well, thanks for watching. Hope it was vaguely informative or enjoyable even. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Ta-ta for now. Cheerio.